everybody, this is Allison from Paris Unraveled and the group admin, and I just wanted to pop on because this is the time of year where we're getting a lot of people who are requesting to join the group. They're either people who are applying for their visas right now or people who are moving to France in the fall and who have a lot of admin questions and visa questions and things like that. So I wanted to pop on because I've been seeing some things come up that have been a little bit concerning to me, and I really am going to have some stricter boundaries on this going forward, because my goal in this group is a lot of people come here for advice. I know people are sent here from other groups specifically because we provide really good advice to people, and I just want to set some boundaries to make sure that everybody who comes into this group and who has questions is getting the best advice that we can give them. So the first thing I want to address is people who are arriving in this group and who are asking questions on any kind of admin topic. But this specifically applies to visas as well. The visa regulations, since I started Paris Unraveled, that's my cat's tail. Since I started Paris Unraveled, since I started adminning this group, I've been working on visas with people for about 5 or 6 years now. And in that time, the visa options have changed. The requirements for visas have changed. The types of visas you can apply for have changed. The financial requirements have changed. A lot has changed, and sometimes even several times. Like the requirements for student visas have changed a couple of times in those 5 or 6 years. And so one thing is, if you have gotten your visa longer ago than about 6 months, please do not try to advise people in this group who are applying for their visas, because your advice for visa applications can depend on the consulate they're applying in, the region of France they're going to, the school that they're going to apply to. If they're a student, there can be a lot of different factors that go into someone's visa application. And so I want to make sure that somebody who got their initial visa 10 years ago is not going to be advising someone on the visa process now if you haven't done any new visas in the past couple of years, or in the past even less than a year, less than 6 months. Especially now that the visa process is switching over to VFS Global. I am working closely with several clients. I'm going to report back on that and give you as much information as I can to the new people. But anybody who hasn't gone through VSF, please do not provide advice, because the last thing I want is for somebody's visa application to be denied based on advice that they got in this group that was not correct. And so as much as I appreciate your generosity in answering people's questions, please refrain if your advice could possibly be outdated. If you are advising someone, or if you are getting advice from a particular person, I want you to ask yourself a few questions, or I want you to ask the person who is advising you a few questions. You need to vet the person who is giving you advice to make sure that it's up to date and accurate. When did the person get their visa? Where did the person get their visa? In what consulate? In what region of France are they now living? What prefecture are they in if it's a renewal? What type of visa did they apply for? How much French did they speak? What was their work and financial situation? What was their education? What type of program were they going to if it was a student visa? There was something else that I wanted to, how recently have they been through this process? Are they commenting from their own experience, or are they commenting based on what somebody else told them? I've seen a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've seen several times in this group responses from somebody that was like, my friend told me to do this. Well, if it was just your friend who was doing something wrong and they tell you, and they tell this other person, and then this other person is giving you advice that's now third hand and was not given by a professional in the first place, it can be a dangerous situation. I've seen people in here give inaccurate advice that would lead to somebody committing tax fraud or tax evasion, and potentially result in major fines. I've seen people in this group who have had their visas rejected. I have seen people in this group who have had tax bills of several thousand euros that were unexpected, and not necessarily because of the advice from this group, but because of the advice from somebody who was not experienced. So if I see these things, what I've been doing in the past is saying, no, that's wrong. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to delete comments that are not good advice. And if I see the same people repeatedly answering questions on topics that I know they're not really qualified to answer, I'm actually going to have to remove you from the group, because I don't want to see those things happen again. So please be mindful of who's giving you advice, where the advice is coming from, and what their particular expertise is in that area. So I know that, you know, we're going to be getting a big influx of members probably in the next month or two as people come and arrive. I do want us to continue being a place where anybody can get support during their move to France, ask questions, talk about cultural topics, but I am going to have much stricter boundaries on the admin stuff, just to ensure that people don't have problems. As I mentioned, you know, the visa stuff, it's changed several times. The requirements are much different now than they were even 5 years ago when I started. And it's really because I'm in this every single day, and working with clients all over the US and in Australia. Australia is usually my other main source of clients, and some Canadians. But because I'm working with people who are really all over, that's how I'm able to provide up-to-date advice that is researched, that is accurate. This group is certainly a great resource for support, for a lot of admin questions. But, you know, if you do want up-to-date advice, if you do want personalized assistance, you know, I do provide that, so please message me. But of course, I will continue answering questions in this group, and providing support in here as well. So again, this isn't to rag on anybody. I know that when people have provided advice in here, it is from a place of generosity, it is from your heart, and I truly appreciate the fact that so many people in this group are really willing to help new members and to encourage them. And I certainly don't want that supportive aspect to go away. I know that anytime anybody posts a question in here, they get, you know, 10, 15 answers. And I really appreciate, you know, how eager you are to, you know, to help everybody out. But I just want to make sure that, you know, the advice is accurate and it's not going to cause problems for people. So know where your advice is coming from, know how up to date it is. And if you're not sure, then please, 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 you know, consult a professional. It doesn't have to be me, or consult somebody who's done it really recently. And thank you, and I will see you all later. Goodbye. Hey, this is Allison Grant Lunes. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you learned something about living in France and were inspired about pursuing your own Franceformation. Do you want to learn how you can get the right visa and create your dream life in France? Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and to the Profiles in Franceformation podcast for more inspiring stories about people who made their Franceformation a reality, and for more tips and tricks on how to make your Franceformation happen for you. If you want to learn more about what visa is right for you and how to pursue your transformation, you can check out my book, Foolproof French Visas, which goes over basically every single way that you can possibly move to France. It's available as an ebook or in paperback on Amazon, and it will help you identify the right visa for you and prepare a successful application. Or if you'd like my personal help with applying for your visa and moving to France, you can go to www.yourfranceformation.com/free-call to request a free 30-minute Franceformation clarity call with me about how I can help you to make your dream a reality and get started on helping you to move to France. Thanks again for watching, and à bientôt.